Let's go.
Pero es que llama a Alfredo, he's playing your phone. Oh my God, they're all shooting back and forth.
We cannot continue to allow thousands upon thousands of people to pour into our country, many of whom have the same thought process as this savage killer.
My name is Kenrick Ross. I'm the founder of an organization called Urban+Out. We were founded in 2011 to build capacity for LGBTQ professionals of color and organizations that serve the community. Every week in June of last year, I wrote another press release as head of an organization that dealt with immigrants called the Indo-Caribbean Alliance. It was either about gay people being killed or Muslims being beaten. And that was happening on a weekly basis, either Ramadan or Pulse. The same person who was worried about being attacked leaving the mosque was the same person who was worried about being killed in the club. And that is an experience I know well, but most people don't. And so when I started to realize that the things about being queer and being of color and being Caribbean and being Muslim that are quite familiar to me and in my networks and in my experiences were unique.
My name is Ibrahim Muhammad. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, currently in Brooklyn. I was born Muslim, so it's not like something that happened yesterday. It's versus the difference of coming out as gay. I didn't have to come out as Muslim. So some of my, I've always been raised to be proud. So that same pride in being a Muslim that I was raised as, I translate that to being proud to being gay, being proud to be an African American male. So that's just how my parents raised me. I came out, I think it's been about 4 or 5 years now. It was actually a pretty tough journey for me because I'm very close to my mother. And that sense of abandonment that I've seen with people, friends, and then just in media, I was very scared to come out. It was a big inner turmoil for me. When I did come out, it was actually a funny story because I tried to set this big dinner and try to have this, I guess it's me being grandiose, but it didn't work out. My mom's like, oh, I'm tired, let's talk later. And I was like, oh, I really want to talk. And then she was like, we'll talk in the car. So I eventually came out to her in the car on the way to the airport. In the back of my mind, I was like, well, great, if this goes wrong, then I'll just hop in the cab and go back to New York. But it went well.
My name is Irfan, and I live in Brooklyn. I was born in Karachi, Pakistan. I was born into the religion. My family is Muslim, has been for as long as I know, and was raised in the religion. I know the cultural significance, but I am not a particularly observant Muslim. I came out in 1993, so a few years ago, and to my family I came out over the telephone because I was in the US and they were in Pakistan. They didn't throw a party, but they didn't throw me out either.
My name is Mikael Slater. I'm originally from Chicago, inner city, south side. Well, actually I came to Islam around the age of 16, 17. Originally a Catholic, raised, altar boy and all that good stuff. However, I have a very mixed and diverse family, and I came to Islam upon the Nation of Islam originally, and then later became Sunni. I came out, it was like kind of a process of coming out. Started at 17 with my mother, 18 with my immediate family as far as my siblings, and 25 with my father. And from there, it was, I should mention I'm in my 30s now. So from there, it's just the notion of I am who I am, and if I have a partner, my partner's with me.
It was Latin night, and that's a common night of a club anywhere in America that I would go to. Like I'll go to the ethnic night or the Latin night, and I was in my mind, I was like, I could have been there. It can very easily been in somewhere I could have been. That could have been in New York very easily, and it freaked me out in the sense where it's not like I didn't feel safe. It just kind of closed in. And actually, it didn't click until after. And I was like, crap, I've been there.
And I remember seeing it, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna blame this as just being a Muslim hate act. And I'm like, and I looked at the picture of the guy, I'm like, okay. Confused individual, issues with self-identity. That was my original reaction before anything else came out about him being on apps or any of that. I'm like, no, there's some identity issues there. That's not an Islam, oh, I'm doing this for the faith. No, that's an identity issue and some trauma that we don't know about.
When I heard about Pulse, it was, I'd say, a combination of disbelief and sadness. Disbelief because it felt that traditionally gay bars are safe places, and to have something targeted there made one think that maybe they are not.
I'm sorry. When Trump was elected, it was really those things you're like, give me a break. And like once again, it's like I'm fighting to be who I am. Will my rights to get married still be there? And then the Muslim ban. Can I, if I want to leave the country, can I come back home? And then as a black man, if I go on the street and I'm looked at the wrong way, will I be shot and will I get justice?
Disappointment, I guess, is the greatest reaction I have for the country as a whole by letting someone like on that platform, I mean, letting someone like him, but letting someone that stood on that platform get to our highest office.
When I heard that Trump had won the election, there was initially disbelief, but then I think I came to the recognition that it will be a very long 4 years, and I think it would test the country.
I was one of those people who did not believe that Hillary Clinton would lose the election. And it was funny, within a week of the election, I felt hopeful because I feel this is the work, right? This is, if you have somebody who is predatory towards women, is homophobic, is hateful towards Muslims and immigrants and pretty much everybody who doesn't look and think and have sex like him, if you don't have any more justification for doing the work that I do.
What gives me hope in the world is as many people who hate any part of me, there are 10 times more people who love every part of me. I don't know whether it's how I've surrounded myself or the way I was raised. I can't say I was lucky with the mother and the family I was given. Like I said, you can't choose your family, but I got a hell of a good draw. The same thing with my friends. I honestly have great people around me.
I think what gives me the most hope is that time and the trajectory of the population is probably on the side of the way I think things should be. There are far more people of color in the United States, and not just a single color, but many mixed colors, and that I think slowly ebbs away what are some of the challenges that are being put forward.
But I guess the hope is that projects like this, honestly, because you're giving everyone a voice. And you're giving a group of folks that normally kind of get shied away from because of whether or not they're fearful of their own identity being put out there, or the fact that people just sometimes don't care. They think, oh, well, you know, you're Muslim, you can't be openly gay, you can't be openly bi, you can't be openly lesbian, trans, etc. I think that's a hope there. The fact that even though we don't always act continually together or as a unified front, there are moments where we are allowed to, or someone like, maybe this group should speak so someone else can hear their perspective.
I think for me, first and foremost, I'm a man of color. And I think that is something that is not just obvious, but inherent in a way that, let's say, being gay or a particular religion is not. And so I've never had the thought process of dividing my identity. This is who I am, but I've also never wanted to do something else but social justice and social change, because I feel that not just in the country we live in, but in the world that we live in society, at any given point, something about who I am needs to be supported. And if I have resources to do that, and I've been privileged to have resources, whether it's in education, whether it's living in a place like New York, to lend a voice. And at some point you decide this is not just what you do, but this is who you are.